Ted, my friend. These students are most excellent.
Wild Stallions!
Good morning, students. Welcome to school. Remember, the thought of the day is...
No offense, but Disney doesn't have to own everything. I mean,
They don't. They don't.
no, and there's so many.
They're trying,
Yeah,
but they don't.
All right, welcome to Necology 101, the study of the nerd and geek in their natural habitat. I'm Gary. I'm by myself today, but I got my two brothers here. We got Walter and David today. And these guys have a great comic I just checked out. We're walking around. And tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing.
Well, we're from Offshoot Comics.
Okay.
We started creating our own comic books basically out of Bible study.
Yeah.
We met at our church, and I was the leader of the Bible study group. And, nobody else showed up.
That happens
So
sometimes.
we started talking about comic books instead of Jesus, which we're supposed to be talking about. I mean, Jesus. But you see, Jesus put us together.
That's
so
right.
It's fine.
It's all good.
From a Christian bent, It's,
Yeah. It's all it's good.
And so after a while, we got into the notion that we'd like to make some comic books, because at that particular point in time, people that looked like us really weren't prevalent in comic books,
Gotcha.
And so David was already doing a little something outside,
Awesome.
working in the comics anyway, and so we created Offshoot Comics.
Yep. And now currently we're doing a book called Oddwell.
Yeah.
With
Like the character. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
From Starburns Industries, which people might know from like Rick and Morty, Moral Oral, and a few other shows. And we're actually the first family-friendly.
We need that right now all the time, man. It's good. Yeah.
And it's about a frog with a robot arm who's
Yeah.
trying to save this princess from a curse.
Gotcha.
And it's a pretty fun series. And
Sounds like the Princess and the Frog, right? Put
kind
your own
of,
twist on
but
it. Yeah.
way better.
Way better, of course.
And it's our first wide-release book, so after 7 years of doing an offshoot, it feels good
Sticking
to
with
be
it.
in
That's
Diamond,
good.
you know?
Yeah. Good. You persevered.
Yeah.
Very good stuff. And so are you guys both? One's the writer, one's the author, or the artist?
So for the comic issues, I'm the main writer, but me and Walter talking through all the story
Yeah.
stuff. For our trade paperback coming up in January, there's additional content that we actually can't talk about.
Top
how
secret,
it's gonna
gotcha.
Work, but that is written by Walter.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Very good. That's a good collaboration, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, and like we said, we get together and we put this story together. Like, we actually created this story. We created this story because we were trying not to die. So we had some business to take care of going to Anaheim.
Yeah.
And he had worked all day long, and I worked nights.
Yeah.
And so we were both just extremely tired. And so we're like, hey, look, we're either going to die or we need to talk about something. So we started talking about this story.
Got it.
Because we had made a pitch to SBI Press a couple weeks earlier, and they said, they liked that pitch, but that wasn't what they were looking for. So
the world was too big.
yeah.
Oh, got it. Kind of bring it down a little bit.
So we took this and we're like, okay, so what would they like? And we started just bantering back and forth when we came up with the world of Oddwell, which actually we intended to be just like a 70-page one-shot. But they loved it so much that they actually expanded it into what we thought that other thing was going to be.
Nice. There you go.
They
That's
asked
good.
Us, they said, can you do it monthly? We said, yeah, we can. Yes,
We will do
can.
that,
We
yes.
will find a way.
Oh, very, very good. What's interesting is you found it's with the creative field, you can be all over, but you guys found your focus, and then that's like laser beam stuff, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Very good. And just develop that. And it sounds like you got that whole world is developing, and you said you got a
Oh yeah, definitely.
larger.
Yeah, there's a really, really awesome world of Oddwell that we're hoping to do for at least 2 years. At least 2 years.
Good.
But they said indefinitely, so okay.
Okay,
Cool,
I'm
sure.
good with that one. Oh, that's awesome.
And also, if you're going to LA Comic-Con, we're doing a panel actually called The World of Oddwell.
Oh.
So we're going to go into what has been revealed at that point, which will be issues 1 through 3.
Oh, that's awesome.
But also talk about some stuff that'll be coming up.
Very, very good. Well, man, you guys are taking it. See, this is what it is taking those ideas and you stuck with it through your retired, whatever it is, and you're focused. That's what I teach high school. You get that idea and you got to stick with it. And the thing is, sometimes you got to let go of some of the, very biblical, let go of all the extra.
Yeah.
Get down to what works, right?
That's true.
When we first started, this is actually our third company that we've started.
Okay.
And we went from a group of like 40 people who said they were down for the long haul, down to at one point it was just me and Walter. You know, so
Yeah.
not everyone
Wow.
is able to do it, and sometimes God has to weed out the people who can't go the distance.
That's exactly. You know what? And when you get sad at first, because like, what happened? But like, wait a minute. You know what? If we're gonna, it's the team that's gonna hang in there when it gets tough.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true. And I mean, you know, like it's hard work, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot of dedication.
Yeah.
And I mean, especially when you're not making money.
Sure.
You know, in the beginning, you're just. We thought we were going to walk out the gate and immediately start making millions of
That'd be
dollars.
awesome. No.
But it just doesn't work that way.
No.
I mean, being creative isn't enough. You know,
No.
being smart isn't enough. I mean, it takes time to build contacts.
That's
and,
right.
And to build content.
Bye, Rudy. Sorry.
It's okay. And so, you know, we went around, we went to lots of conventions.
Yep.
The first couple of years, we didn't actually produce anything.
Okay.
We just went around to conventions talking to people about what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And getting an idea of
Asking
what
good questions.
we're supposed to, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Doing panels and just
Yeah.
sitting down with people and saying, hey, you know, whatever. We were trying to work with Marvel Comics or DC Comics because, you know, that's pretty much what everybody's trying
Yeah.
to do.
Right.
And then we met Mark Waid. And Mark Waid said to us, hey, look, if you've got a good idea, don't give it to Marvel and DC because you're going to get like 10% of that. Go do it yourself. And then we created Offshoot Comics.
On the car ride home, we came up with about 20 or 30 different ideas, and you know, we made
awesome.
our own little universe.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you know what? People are always talking about they want that original content, right?
Right. Mhm.
And no offense, but Disney doesn't have to own everything. I mean,
They don't.
They don't.
no. And there's so many.
They're trying,
Yeah,
but
think
they
of-
don't.
No, I think of DreamWorks Production, right? That's Steven Spielberg, right? Yeah, people doing their thing, and J.J. Abrams and Bad Robot. You just start something. We need new stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it gets kind of stale.
Right, and that's the one I know. God always knows when to put new stuff in there, and it's funny because you see so many recycled movies and whatever, and you see something fresh, you're like, that stands out.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And that's what you want.
Yeah, I mean, like for us, this is our calling. I actually remember, we won't say who, but early when we first started, one of our first representatives told us to not market ourselves as Christian comic book creators.
Oh, okay.
It's like, so we're not going to do that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
because like, no matter how big we get, when I die, God's going to ask me, hey, so how'd you make your money?
Right, exactly.
You know, and so, but it's funny how like we ignored that and we've done it and
Good.
it's worked
Work?
out.
Yeah.
It's worked out.
He's blessed you on that for you
time.
too, and that's it. It's finding out how you make your impact. I think one thing when they do say is you don't want to be shelved just as a Christian comic. You want somehow to get to everybody, and that's the key, making something really good.
But see, that's very easy. Like, it's sort of like when you look at movies and you go, hey, one piece of dialogue would have fixed that whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the one line here where you just explained why that happened would
Yeah.
have fixed everything.
Yeah.
Well, that same thing goes with when we describe ourselves, and we're like, hey, we are Christian comic book creators, but we don't just make Christian comic books.
Yeah.
And that one little line fixes everything.
That's true.
And you understand, hey, we have limits.
Sure.
These are things that we're willing
Good
to do and we're
boundaries,
not.
yeah.
Right.
But by the same token, we're not just bound to just doing this.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, and then it's funny. Actually, we have a novel that we're working on right now. It's our first Christian superhero that we put into our connected offshoot universe, and it was funny.
That's awesome.
When we put like his power comes from God, and we realized all the rules had to change when we did that because we have magic, you have bad guy demons, you have all this kind of stuff. But then when that happened, we're like, well, if we have a guy who's powered by the literal God, if someone has a demon, they can't beat him. There are certain things that maybe won't be able to work around him.
Gotcha.
We have a character that
Limitations.
uses a weapon that is, it calls itself the god of Amaterasu, which is the Japanese god of fire.
Mm-hmm.
And we realized even if those two people are friends, if he's powered by God and that person has a demon, that power can't come out around him. And it was really cool, the dynamics.
Wow,
that
yeah,
we
that's
had to
true.
change,
You totally change it up. Yeah, you do have to when you think through, because there's always the fans that go, well, did you think of this and think of that? So you have to think for them, right? Where it's going to go.
we're thinking for that one guy at Comic-Con is going to ask us that one obscure question.
And you know what's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
And we actually do. We sit back and we create these things. We sit back and we start spitballing questions at each other. It's like, hey, why did this get created? Why did this get created? Should this be a dog instead of a girl? Whatever.
Right.
Like the dumbest questions we can think of, or the smartest, depending.
Yeah.
We toss these questions at each other because
That's quality control.
They're going to ask at Comic-Con.
Yeah. I've been ready.
But also because, realistically speaking, sometimes you just haven't thought that far
Right.
until you start thinking about what other people would start looking at.
That's it.
So, if you've got an entire world where magic happens and magic is a thing everybody's got, do you need gasoline? I mean, those are just little things that people sometimes don't think about.
Right. Don't think at all. How's the world going to function?
Yeah, exactly. So it isn't just a matter of what kind of battles people are having. It's also a matter of what's happening in the world around you and how things are going to change. Are there poor people in a world that has magic? You know,
that's true.
I mean,
Make their own poop. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to take all of that into consideration when you're creating this world. And then once you make these boundaries, then you have to make sure everything you do follows those boundaries.
There's the rules. Yeah.
And
It's
all
good.
stuff
World
that we
building.
learned, you know? 'Cause, like, we definitely, like our first book, Heretic, we put a lot of work into building that world, but we were nowhere near as ready then as we are now. Like we thought with that first book, like, this is it. The Eisner Award's coming. We're getting the contract, but no, this is all stuff that we've developed over a long time. You know,
Isn't it? We were, in fact, Ron and I were talking about that. It's sometimes you take these first things, you learn all the things to do, not do, all the rules, all whatever, and sometimes you have that's what the first book does, or the first project, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it gets better.
It's a learning experience.
Gotta start somewhere.
Like, I would never show you the first book we did, ever. I'd show you the relaunch, though.
But on Patreon, you can get it. That's right.
Yeah, it's funny though, because that first person that we spoke to, the one who told us to not call ourselves Christian comic book creators, he did say something that actually was really, really important. He was the person who told us to make sure that the rules of your world actually work. I mean, like he was that guy.
Yeah.
So
we're here now to let you know that the 2 o'clock panels will be beginning soon.
Little announcement. I guess it's a commercial today.
In room 116.
A lot of stuff going around. It's
How
good.
to get your project funded and published in room 120. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Okie dokie. Good reminder for us.
So it was funny though, but like he was the one who told us to make sure that the rules of your world and the world around you were the one where things would change. Because like he looked at that first comic and he said, "Yeah, this is great. It's a great idea. However, you haven't really thought about how this affects this, and how this affects
Cause
this."
and effect. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it was even though we blew off a lot of the things he said.
A lot of it.
He did say something that was really important.
The nugget.
And that's really what's gotten us here, is that we've taken all the most important things that people have said to us.
Yeah.
And we took it to heart.
Yeah.
We didn't just blow everything off. I mean, there are some things we can't do. We can't not call ourselves Christians because, I'm not going to deny God. That's just not going to happen.
Right.
So you're going to have to get over that.
Sure.
So after that, though, the things that he said, things about world building, things about creating content, things about how you reach out to people, those things were valid.
Sure.
And we took those.
Good pick and choose. That's exactly how it works. And that's good. And you know what? And the thing about it, and I always say, no matter what work you do, you can't hide your faith, but you don't have to shove it in people's face, but you can do it right. You know what I mean? Especially in our world nowadays, too, is, a lot of people will, it's all in how, it's just the right combination of stuff.
Right.
And you always want to put your best out there. And you can't hide the truth. It's always good. It's going to come out.
And so, like, what we found works is that, so Offshoot Comics isn't a quote-unquote Christian comic book company, but we're Christians.
Yes.
So that way,
Produce good content.
when they see that, they don't see the word Christian in the title and then run away.
Sure.
They get in, they like it, and they're like, oh, okay, so you're in? Cool, you like it? Yeah, we're Christian. Haha, we got you. Bait and switch. But we want to show them that just because we're Christian doesn't mean we can't have fun. Doesn't mean we can't write
good
cool
sense
stuff.
of humor. Oh yeah, exactly. And it's well written, and you had and you thought about it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not just throwing it out there. And that's it. We were just talking with our neighbor here about putting God puts quality in stuff. Why shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's it. And have fun with it.
It's funny. Like, I think a lot of times when people see the word Christian or whatever in a comic book or anything, they start thinking that we're going to preach to them.
Right.
Now, a lot of our stories actually have Christian morals and Christian guidelines. They might even eventually explain something to you that we want to get to you. But the story is first.
Yeah.
We're just trying to write a good story.
Yeah.
And if by chance you happen to get some kind of understanding of God or our relationship with God from that story, awesome.
Yeah.
But first and foremost, it's a good story.
That's it. That's it.
Yep.
And it'll, and you like I said, you want to tell a good story, because that is where a lot of, you get some Christian films, but they might be the acting, something's missing. It's like, take the time to make it awesome, because that's product. That's your witness right there too.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
good stuff.
They a lot of Christian entertainment, they never put the full effort into it to make it professional.
And like you take time. It takes time.
Because and it's created a stigma around Christian entertainment that it's going to be lame.
And that's probably maybe why the guy might have said that, because it is kind of, you don't want to get stuck in the, oh, that's the way it is. But you're not going to do it that way. You're going to do it the way that God tells you. And it's usually more time and more quality and problem solving and thinking it all out, because God gave us brains and creativity, right?
Right.
And sometimes that patience gets us, like you said, tones you for, we're not going to, you're more, what did my friend always said? He said the difference between Marvel and DC, no offense, DC, he says they're trying to produce something, they're not worried about making the money so much as they are about putting something good.
Right.
And then some are trying to make the money at it, and you can tell which one's going to get,
Poor DC.
We've had those same
I
conversations.
know. We'll pray for him.
We think, like Marvel and DC, like Marvel, they've put people who know these characters and love them out to make these movies.
Yeah.
DC
Passion project.
took some bean counters and said, hey, what's going to make us the most money? And then when it doesn't, they just
See ya. Right.
Then they gave Jeff Johns a couple seconds before they got mad at him. They gave him Justice League.
It's happened in Star Wars too.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
X, the X. You're like, wait, people. There's other factors here.
Poor Star Wars.
Well, and part of it is we talk about. It's funny. Put out quality, but don't put it out too fast, because you got to build the fan. You got some anticipation. If we live in such a quick society, but it's not thought out, and you get too much of it too soon.
Right.
Make them hungry.
Yeah, but by the same token, you also don't want to make people wait too long.
No,
And
it's a
it's a balancing act. Because Attack
Incredibles.
on Titan.
Oh, Attack on Titan.
We used to love Attack on Titan.
Oh,
We
is that
actually-
anime?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We actually built an entire following because we were doing Attack on Titan weekly.
Wow.
And so the people were following our podcast just to hear us talk about Attack on Titan. Well, season 1 was over. We were hyped for season 2.
Yeah.
And season 2 kept not coming.
Oh.
And kept not coming. And kept not coming.
But
and then
but it was worse than just nothing. They were putting out a kids parody of it. They put out 2 live action movies that were terrible.
Oh.
So it's like, I almost would rather you do nothing than do something terrible.
Gotcha.
So-
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but they kept putting out junk, but not giving us the thing that we fell
Right.
in love with.
Yes.
And so when they finally brought back the thing we fell in love with, we didn't want it.
You stop
You
caring.
can wait too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we were just like, we tried to get back into it. We just couldn't. Like up to this day, like I don't read it anymore.
Yeah, neither do I.
So
Oh, it's sad. Yeah, you can. So too much or too long. So right in the middle, somewhere. Just find out what that is.
And make sure it's good.
Yeah. Real quick, give us a shout out for your which podcast.
Oh, so you can find us on YouTube at Offshoot Comics.
Offshoot Comics?
We do a show called Off Topic. We haven't done it in a little bit because Oddwell has taken all of our available time.
Totally got
but
it.
we will be trying to do some updates here and there.
Okay.
And then you can also find us on Facebook at The Frog of War.
Okay.
Really, go anywhere, type in Oddwell, you'll find us.
That's you
Look
guys.
For the frog.
You got your guy. Good. Very, very. Well, thank you guys so much.
hey, thank you, man. It's been good.
Thanks.
It's
Oh,
been
very,
fun.
very good.
Appreciate
And we appreciate you guys coming, and we'll definitely, keep you all connected with what you're going. Look forward to what you're doing.
Awesome.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Appreciate it.
You want to jump in there? I'm still Gary,
This is Walter.
David Clark.
and class is now dismissed.
There's ESPN on TV, and also ABC. Skywalker Sound, Industrial Light, and Magic. Star Wars. There's Muppets and Marvel too, and also Winnie the Pooh. We basically own what makes you feel nostalgic. Slant rhyme. There's Disney World and Land, a Disney in Japan. There's a Disney store in every single mall. We won't stop until we own it all. Just picture Iron Man hanging out with Hannah Montana, a match that's made in heaven with lightsabers. Or take Monday Night Football and cross it with Up and Wall. Eventually we give them all lightsabers. Or a lonely lightsaber and a house full of lightsabers. The Lightsaber Bachelor coming this fall. We won't stop until we own it all. All.
I wanna have a lollipop.
Well, now we own all lollipops.
I wanna pet a puppy.
We just bought the rights to puppies.
I wanna fill this empty void inside my heart and soul.
I cannot help you there, but we just bought the Super Bowl.
We did it.
We own everything.
Now
now we own the Beatles, the works of Don Cheadle. We even own the tiny town of Mudville.
What's that?
We own the Eiffel Tower and every bath and shower. We even bought an out-of-order Spud Mill. French fries. We even own the phrase, we own the phrase. We guess our small world isn't very small. We won't stop until we own it all. And now we do.
Hey, thanks for joining a class at Necology 101. You can always find us on Podbean, which you can download for free through the iTunes, Android, and Google stores. Or we're now on Spotify. And guess what? We're also on YouTube. Be sure to hit subscribe to stay up to date on all our new episodes.
If you want to learn about God Among Geeks and what we do here, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can also check us out on our blog at GodAmongGeeks316.com.
And please feel free to email us at forbearproductions@gmail.com. We love to hear your thoughts because we are the Knights who say, Neek!